Good morning, everybody. It's God's Morning with Kaye Giles, and it is 7:33, and we are in our morning commute. I am now alone because everybody is where they need to be, except for me. So we had this awesome time to be together this morning, just you and I, to have a small conversation in regards to God's morning. And we are going to talk about today being able to live life to the fullest and recapture our dream life. And I wanted to talk to you guys about the initiative that I have going on right now that I want you all to, if you can't take the course, if you know someone who you may feel needs to recapture their dream life, that you might tell them about it, or that you might just, put it out there for me. Just share the post. It's very simple just to share the post. And even if you don't want to support me per se, share the post. Today I want to talk about recapturing your dream life. And when you have a dream, the most wonderful thing about recapturing your dream life is getting the ability to have someone direct you or guide you in the way that you should go. Now, the one thing about that is we know that we have been talking in Courageous Faith. We've always talked about the business plan. But right here in God's Morning, I felt like sometimes early in the morning, we wake up and we're getting ready and we are going to our several places of employment. And sometimes it's not the place that you definitely want to be in. Or you may have an issue going on and you may need some time off and your job is just not very accommodating. And you're wondering, how can I do something every day that I love extremely without feeling like I'm working, without feeling like I have to be micromanaged? Because that's one of those things that I personally, I don't like. I don't like to be micromanaged. And God always seems to put me in a place where, not even God, Kaye Giles, seems to put herself in a place where she's always kind of in a situation where there's micromanagement. And we're going to have to be more diligent about our own dreams. And as we're diligent about our own dreams, we have to also make sure that we don't become that micromanager. Because it is our dream, we don't want to overshadow people that we hire to do a certain job. So the best way to recapture your dreams is to first get yourself a piece of paper and write down what your dream is. What do you see yourself doing in the next 5 years? And what do you think it's going to take you to get there? And that's the first thing that you need to do. So when you do that, then I want you to sit down and look at all the angles that you could try to do this. Now, not that you can't do it on your own, because that would be a lie, but sometimes it's good to have accountability. And how many know that accountability is the best thing? Like I said, for me on last week, realizing that my children are very combative in the morning, and that really bothers me. That's something that I'm really, really praying about, and I'm really asking God to move and to actually intercede, because I would like for them to be more agreeable in the morning. I'm really not understanding it. It really has me to a place of disappointment, and not so much disappointment in the children, but disappointed in the parenting, because is there something that I've missed? So that was one of the things on my dream list. When we become parents, sometimes it's by choice and sometimes it's because of life circumstance, or it's the places that we put ourselves in. And when I say the place that we put ourselves in, it becomes you may have done something, next thing you know, you're having a child, now you are a parent, and this is how your life has unfolded. That's what I mean. But then we should have in our dream journal, we should have a dream journal. Once you have children, you should have a dream for your life that also includes them. You should have a dream in your life that also includes your family, and you need to recapture that thing. So as I was riding this morning with my children, and I was talking to a friend, and I was just talking about, every day of my life is not going to be like this. God, we're not going to always have these combative kids in the morning. I just don't like that. So I said, what can I do? So then I thought about recapturing my dream. And my dream was to have a home where when you wake up in the morning, everybody can say good morning to one another. And even if you're not a morning person, which is some things that we always like to say, oh, well, I'm not a morning person, or this, that, and the other, we still have to be mindful that even if you're not a morning person, there are other people who are in the morning with you. And so the best way as a parent that I can recapture my dream of having a pleasant morning is to write it down and put it on paper and figure out how I can recapture it, and how I can make it work, and how I can make it work for them, and find out what their dreams are. Today, I want to advise everybody to do a a snapshot of what your dream is for your life. Do that snapshot for what it is. Then I want you to visit www.recaptureyourdreamlife.com. That's the website where you can sign up and you can pay for the course, and it's going to start on June 5th. Now listen to me. I know 100% that this course is wonderful. If you can't take the course right now, do me a favor. Just share it. When I say new you, it's the new you. It's a cup of coffee and it's a notebook. It's just simple to reorganize your life and recapture your dreams and begin again when you get some structure and some focus. So that's what I want to do with this particular session, with this particular seminar. It's going to be private. But if it's something that you can't do me a favor. Just share it. There are a lot of things that I can't always be to or support 100% physically and be there, but I share. I'm an awesome sharer. I will share your dream. I will share your initiative with the world, and it may capture someone. And even if I never get the credit, it doesn't matter to me. It's that the word got out about what you were doing, your initiative, and somebody showed up for you. That's all I'm asking. I'm just asking for it to be shared. And then with that, when your work, I've noticed as I read my timeline, a lot of people, they get up and they're saying, oh, how disappointed they are. Or, you know, I know I need to go to work, but I'm really kind of tired, you know, of this particular place of business. You know, I kind of want things different. And being an entrepreneur gives you the lifestyle that you want. Like yesterday, I had a couple people say, oh, well, you didn't do your show yesterday. I said, well, actually, I came to you in the morning. I did 2 videos while I was at the hospital to let you know I was with family. And the great thing about being an entrepreneur is you can most definitely be there for family when you want to be there. I didn't have to ask anybody, could I be there? I didn't have to beg anybody to be there, because even in my 9 to 5, I planned it out. I planned it further enough in advance to where I could actually make a dream come true for myself. My dream is to be able to be there for my family when they need to be, when I need to be. And I had the ability to do that. And the beautiful thing about it is I had the ability to do it all week. When my daughter texted me from her job, I was able to, when I got off work because of my hours, I was able to meet her and do what she needed. And then for my next family member on Tuesday, I was able to take off a month in advance to be there to do what she needed. And then today I'm back to work, and I'm going to do everything that I need to do for me, everything I need to do for God's Morning, for KayeGiles.com, the brand. And it's wonderful. So I want you to understand that you can have your dreams come to life. You don't have to make that. See, I was talking to my baby sister Lucinda yesterday, and it was so wonderful, the conversation that she and I had. And it was definitely about your dreams, and it was about doing what you want to do in life and for your life to be fulfilling. And she was telling me about this new job that she's applying for. And what you're doing is you do it, it's like a working interview. So they want to see what you can do. So she's doing the working interview, and she's doing everything that she needs to do. And she was a kind of little leery about it because there's money involved for what they wanted her to do. And I'm getting to the point, guys. I'm getting to the point. And she's sitting with me, and we're doing what we have to do. And she's calling and she's talking to the people at the company, and they're like, well, this is not really a big deal. You know, what we're going to do is we're dealing with that point, or if we're going to send the money to your account to finish out the project, or are we going to send corporate cards? And then the person on the phone was like, I think we're leaning more towards the corporate cards because we can manage what the interviewees are doing. Now, there's only 5 interviewees. So what they're planning to do is give them an expense account card for them to finish the project, which needs to be done here in the U.S. because they're a European company. But they have offices here. Everything you can find, the office is there. It's actually legitimate. So what I said that to you for was because she can do it from anywhere she is, and she liked that type of freedom. The job is what she wants to do. It's project management, and it's what she wanted to do. It's what she wanted to get into. It's working for her. And even though it's just an interview right now, whether or not she gets it, that's up to the company. But she's getting paid for the interview. Never saw nothing like it, but it's wonderful. And I'm telling you about it because I want you to understand that you can definitely do what you want. and how you want to do it. But you have to be diligent, because like my shirt that I wore this weekend, it said it's entrepreneur, and it defined what an entrepreneur is. And there are some of you out there with gifts that you are just not honing in on. You're acting as if, you're acting like as if you have to go to this 9 to 5 without fail, else you're not going to be able to live. That one tells me that you're forgetting who your source is. Your source is Jesus Christ. And if you are a believer of him, he said that his desire for us is that we are prosper. So in prospering, even if you want to be the person that's dealing with the 9 to 5, and that's what you want to do, you want the corporate office, because tell you, don't get me wrong, before I leave out of here, I'm going to have that penthouse office. And I'm going to have that corner office in Manhattan, and that loft and that penthouse. I'm going to have those things before I leave here. Will it be all the KRG Limited brand, or will I be working for someone else and the KRG Limited brand is still going to be able to flourish and move? To God be the glory. However he works it out for me, it's going to be wonderful. But I have to make sure I recapture my dreams. I have to recapture them, rekindle them, rejuvenate them, revive them, review them, and then move and act on them. And that's what I want us all to do. I want you to go over, I want you to check it out. I want you to check out the bullet points for what's going to be discussed in the seminars starting on the 5th. And it's going to be at 9 p.m. There's going to be a private group for the people who sign up on Facebook for us to do live. And then depending on how many people, some of you I may be able to do a one-on-one with. But one thing I have come to realize is that when you are pursuing your dreams, you cannot take down. So I don't care if I only have 2 people taking it, the dream has been fulfilled. The dream was fulfilled when I sat down and I put the information together and I hit the button and I said, okay, I'm going to send this out. I got everything reviewed for grammatical errors and things like that on the website. Okay, does this look good enough? Does this make sense? And it was a go. That was the dream coming into life. Now what has to happen is the manifestation of helping other people bring their dreams to life. And sometimes people feel like, how are you going to bring my dreams to life? Especially those that know you 100%. They're like, well, how are you going to bring my dreams to life? Because you're still building your brand and you're still pushing towards the mark. That's the whole point. I'm still pushing. I'm in the trenches with you. So that's going to make it much better that we're doing it and we're getting it done and we're involved, and I can guarantee you I can show you. So that's what I want you to understand is that recapturing your dream life is something very special. I don't want you to think that you have to constantly work for someone every day of your life, because that's not what God intended. He intended for you to have dominion, and even if that's your choice that you want to do is work for someone for the rest of your life at another company, and it's going to bring you wealth, that's wonderful. But you're still going to have to understand how to make the dream come true within someone else's within someone else's dream. How are your dreams met within someone else's dreams? Because that's where Habakkuk 2, chapter 2, 2 and 3 comes in. And that's why I want you guys to understand that recapturing your dream life is not just something out there that I just threw out there willy-nilly. I thought about it. I really want people to live the best life, live your best life. I want you to have that aha moment about what it is that you want to do and where you see yourself and how you can get there. If you're one of those people, and it's not about materialism for me, even though I want the house and I want the car, to me, the house is the most important thing and the other properties that I want to own. I took a job in property management, not because it was going to pay me a whole lot of money right now for just jumping into it, being a newbie, but what it was going to do was it was going to give me the experience for when I had my own properties. Because every day I ride through the city that I live in and I say, oh my God, Lord, I need like a mega $1 million loan, because there are so many abandoned homes, so many abandoned buildings, and then there are so many people who need, and that's one of my dreams, is to own property that I can rent to people, that I can help them purchase, that they can get to the next level of their life, they can meet their dreams. And then on top of meeting that dream, I still have the dream for the big warehouse that I'm going to turn it into those mini apartments for it to be a family shelter. I don't want families broken up when you are displaced from your home, or when you lose your job and you become homeless and you need to go to a shelter. I don't even like the word shelter. I'm praying and asking God to give me something else within my dreams to call it, to where they don't feel like they're less than. They're walking into something that just looks like it's an apartment complex, but it's just until you get till you get yourself on your feet. Yeah, we may have a cafeteria downstairs. We may have to have, a medical unit on the place, and we may have to have some people that may be in an auditorium type room, sleeping on cots and that are two-tiered because they're not actual whole families, but they have to do it in this way. But I want everybody to feel like they belong. I want everybody to feel God's love. So that's what it is to recapture your dream life, and that's what I want you guys to do. I want everybody to have the ability to recapture your dream life. I'm gonna move before I grab my breakfast. To recapture your dream life, I want you to be able to do exactly what you set out to do in your life. I want you to actually, if you got a degree and that degree is not yielding you any proof right now, let's sit down, let's talk about it and find out how we can get you into your actual field that you went to school for. You know, it's one of these things where I've been thinking and I've been listening, and I've been listening to people about how they have these degrees and they have these masters and they're not working in their field, and it's kind of disappointing to them that they go to school, they have to pay back these student loans. In order to pay back the student loans, you know, they have to get a job that is not what they've been trained for, because nobody wants to give them the field experience. And that's when I want to recommend to people who are like that, you know, you're going to have to get you some internships, and sometimes they're not going to have to be paid. You know, sometimes you're going to have to put the time in, so that when you do graduate 100%, you'll have somebody that you'll be able to work for that definitely has your back. And then for those of you who don't mind teaching, like myself, I've definitely been looking into the vein of what I definitely need to do, because I want to be a professor of theology. We know that's the thing, that's the doctorate that I want to have at the end of all of this. That I want to teach everywhere. But in the meantime, you know, as I'm getting all my certifications and things like that, you know, what will certify me to teach, you know, on a regular level, you know, like whether it be in grade school, whether it be in high school, and the amount of time I would have to put in for doing that, because our children need to have their dreams met. You know, we need to push them to recapture their dreams. You're saying recapture, Kay, they're still kids, yes, but sometimes they have a dream and someone shows them that it's not going to be attainable, or the neighborhood that they live in may make them feel like it's not attainable. But we've got to stop that. We have got to stop thinking that our dreams are just that. We have to stop thinking that our dreams are the catalyst to push us into the visionary part of who we are. And once we're pushed into the visionary part of who we are, that's when Habakkuk 2 and 3 becomes so important. And we start to write the vision and we make it plain. And, you know, that we sit down and we make the plan. That's how we get to recapturing our dream life. So I want you guys to be mindful of that. I would like for you to definitely, after this, if you don't have notifications for my videos, please hit the notifications button. Today I will see you at 5 p.m. Because we have a little bit of running around to do with family, and they need a couple things done before I come to you. So I want to do that. And then at 5 p.m., which is going to be the new time for Courageous Faith, because it's a more settled time, because my children get out of school at 4 p.m. And so sometimes when the bus company calls and says that the bus is going to be an hour late getting to the school, who wants their child getting out at 4 p.m., waiting for a bus to come at 5 p.m. and not getting home until 6:15? So that's kind of a lot, you know, when they still have homework and things to do. So we're going to push it where we're going to use it at 5 p.m. And we thank you for following us and just being very good people of sitting with us and being patient as we iron things out and work things out. But I'm very, 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 very committed to coming and sharing with everybody the wisdom that God has given me, the things that he has asked me to share. And it's been a blessing. It's been blessing me just to bless somebody else. It's, you know, we're blessed to be a blessing. So this morning, I want you to definitely go over to www.recaptureyourdreamlife.com. I want you to check it out. Let me know what you think. Send me an inbox. Talk to me. Let's chat. And let's get things done. Let's get our dreams moving. Let's get them pushed. And let us get excited. We have to get excited, because if you're not excited about your dreams, nobody else will be. So I'm very excited about my dreams and putting them into place. And I want to take some people with me, not necessarily on my dream journey, but on your dream journey. I want to take you with me, and we all become, you know, millionaires together, because I'm not looking to be in this just to be mediocre. I wasn't born to be mediocre. I was born to have dominion, and I'm going to definitely do that. And even though every day may not be the day that I want it to be, this is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. And I will most definitely get out, get up, and get into it and get it on, because that's what I love. I love that little song by Tevin Campbell, and it really makes sense for me. So have a blessed day. This was Kaye Giles with God's Morning, and I love you all. I thank you so much for being with me and being patient. So we'll see you for Courageous Faith at 5 p.m., and we will definitely get that franchising out. I'm so sorry, guys. It just seemed like every moment of the day, you know, crisis was happening. But even though the crises were happening, I was grateful to be, you know, the individual that had the ability to be there for my family. That was a real blessing for me, and it really made me feel good. I'm getting a little emotional because, you know, sometimes you don't realize how good it is to be able to call the shots for yourself. So I'm grateful that I can call my own shots. So have a blessed day. I'll see you guys at 4 p.m. I'm going to get me something for breakfast, and I'm going to get to work, and I'm going to get things done there. And God is continuing to bless. So have a blessed day. I will see you at 4 p.m. No, sorry, 5 p.m. I have to get used to that. 5 p.m., 5 p.m., 5 p.m. I may come to you at 4 to remind you about 5 until we definitely get to that point. So have a great day. Know that God loves you. I love you. I'm sorry. And you can recapture your dream life. Have a great day. See you soon.